Hi everybody, this is Marr here, and today I want to do a bit of a serious video because it's one that it's going to be difficult to make for me, but it's something that I feel like that needs to be talked about. And I know I may not be the right person to really do this kind of video, but it's something that's been bothering me for quite some time, and I just want to get off my chest. Any of my subscribers or anyone who's watched my videos knows that I'm a huge Thomas fan. I love the series. I know that most of my content based on the Tank Engine has been nothing but just parody videos and such, but still I just love the series, and it's probably my number one thing that I'm a huge fan of, next to like Nintendo stuff, Muppets, Neptuna, and all the stuff that I love. Anything pop culture related, Thomas is like the one that I'm a huge fan of. I love all the characters and stories and such. Well, maybe not everything, and granted, I was one of you that tried to stay on the show even though during the seasons 13 through 16 the writing was so bad, but I persevered, and we've gotten some great quality stories over the last few years thanks to Andrew Brennan and his team. And now, while this video isn't really about the actual show itself, it's centered around the Thomas community, the fan base of it. Now, even though everyone knows my content of being Thomas related, and even when people think of, when people think of my videos or something, they're immediately going to think of my Thomas comedies or TTTES or those Thomas Meets video stuff. Anything Thomas related they'll remember or something. But I'm not really a huge active member in the community. I mean, sure, I do voiceovers for the TTC on the official Thomas and Friends channel as Scruff, and I still sometimes may make a little editorial based around something current with Thomas, like the Journey Beyond Sordor I did a few months back, but I'm not really a huge active member. I don't really do a whole lot of Thomas content now because I'm very focused on like the Delmar show, even though I know a lot of people are still wondering, hey, when's the Thomas Comedies and the Magic Gorilla coming out? And I do plan on doing like movie reviews on the like doing whole Thomas movies and specials on the Delmar show pretty soon. But in terms of that, I don't really do a whole lot within the community itself. However, I've noticed that there's been some weird stuff going around centered it. And I know the fan base may have been poisonous for a while, but it started affecting me, or I started noticing more, ever since I started my Twitter earlier this year. I just decided to just make a Twitter because it's a nice way for me to message, because a lot of the people that I know are on Twitter and I can message them easily, but I don't really do a whole lot aside from maybe say, hey, I'm working on a video, or upload a small clip of my favorite bit from one of my videos, but I don't really do a whole lot on there. From the amount of people, or at least people that are part of the Thomas community that has upload stuff, I noticed that the community has been in a really weird gray area. And I'm not saying everyone who's part of Thomas fanbase is bad. No, of course not. I know there are some great Thomas people who are very well respected, are smart, very open to opinions and stuff like that, but there's been a lot of negativity, bad karma in the community lately. And I just want to get off my chest of why I think the fanbase is slowly in a degrading area, you should say. First thing I want to talk about, that why I think the Thomas fanbase is in a gray area, is because the fact that I think people aren't really allowing open opinions. I know it sounds kind of odd the way I'm wording it, but like, I notice whenever someone's talking about anything Thomas related, whether it be in a good or a bad way, there seems to be this huge emphasis where people bash them for liking or disliking something. Like, for example, the Journey Beyond Sordor, I noticed that a lot of people have been critical about it because, I mean, I have mentioned about the movements in the movie per se, but like, I don't really mind. Like, I know the twisting, seeing Thomas, you know, having his head kind of like, you know, move-ish or something, it's kind of odd. But like, in terms of like the bounciness of the trucks or the international engines, it doesn't bother me as much because I think it fits well. Now, if it was kind of like Thomas, like, you know, experiments about, I would be kind of annoyed, but in terms of like the trucks, I don't really mind it, or the experimental engines, but like, it seems like whenever someone's like, say, oh, I like the movement of the trucks and stuff, or like, oh, I hate the movement of the engines and stuff, it seems like people just have to have a war against them, because it seems like they can't accept the fact that someone likes or dislikes something. I'm not saying if you hate something you shouldn't hate it. If you can hate all you want, I mean, if you don't like some of the stuff that Mattel has been doing, that's fine. If you do like the stuff that Mattel has been doing, that's fine. It's just that there's been this weird emphasis where if someone has a different opinion from someone, they have to say, you're wrong, or your opinion's invalid, or stuff like that. It seems like people aren't accepting what others are saying. Like, they're not open to what people are saying. And like, even when someone explains it, why they like or dislike something, the other person's like, you can't say that, or that's not right. Like, imagine you're having a conversation with a friend about something. If that person says like he hates something, you could go like, oh, you don't like it? Well, I mean, explain to me. I like it, but, you know, share your opinions and stuff. You know, try to share, communicate, and understand. But it feels like everyone is just bashing each other, or just hates it when they have a different opinion compared to what someone else does. And I know my opinions in the past may not have been most popular, but still I want to share them because they're my opinions. And when someone just says you're wrong or it's invalid or something, it just seems like it's more hurtful. And again, if you hate something, that's fine. If you like something, that's fine. But when someone just says, oh, you like the new Thomas Wood range? Well, you're an idiot. It's kind of like that. Or like say, oh, you think that, oh, you don't like the idea of a Thomas spinoff? Well, screw you for hating it or something. You know, it's just like no one can get along. It's like no one cannot say, oh, I like this or I hate this, and just, you know, communicate like people, saying, you know, talk about what you didn't like or what you liked about something, and, you know, sharing it and being open about it. And it seems like people are just close-minded and just thinking their opinion is the only one that could be right. And regardless if you like the new Thomas Wood range, or if you like, or if you hate Journey Beyond Sword, or if you are open to the idea of a Thomas spinoff, it's like there's only one option. It's like you have to hate the Thomas Wood range, or you have to like the Thomas spinoff. And it's not just opinion-based. The other thing that's been bothering me is the mindset of the community. And what I mean by that, I mean the community has gone poisonous, per se. And I know there's a few examples, but the two that tops into my hand are ones that are kind of soul-crushing in a way. Now, a few months ago, Drive to Mandan had an accident where an 11-year-old girl fell out of a water ride and lost her life. And the amusement park decided to close the following day, you know, so people can get comforted, you know, try to get over the incident. And I still pray for all the people that are involved. It was something that could have been prevented easily, and it's an accident that shouldn't have happened. But for some reason, the community took it the wrong way. Now, in Drive to Mandan, some of the original television series models are displayed there, and unfortunately, they have not been taking good care of the models. Some of the models have been dented, scratched, in cobwebs. Stephanie's wheels are degrading. Trevor's eyes are crooked, and I believe Bulgy has like is missing some paint, or it's like it has a little scratched off the metal. But when Drive to Mandan announced that they were going to close down, you know, in light of what happened of the accident of the little girl who lost her life, the community took it the wrong way. Like, I can't remember all the comments that made, but one that strikes out is like, oh, Drive to Mandan's being closed? I bet Thomas Edwards Stephanie will be running, being degraded and all. It's just like, the point of them closing is because of an accident that happened. And you're comparing that to television models, which I know are in bad shape, but that's something you should not do. It's common sense. And then this other one, and this is the one that made me want to make this video, is that someone on Twitter did a poll. They did a poll where, which is worse? Pretty much what people get angry most. One is the military banning transgender people from joining the military, which I think is wrong. I think regardless of religion, race, transgender, whatever, if you want to serve your country, you have the right to. But enough about that. Like, the vote was, which is worse, military banning transgenders or the new Thomas Wood range, which honestly I think looks fake, but I have no idea. For some reason, 57, I may be wrong, but 57% of it was to the Thomas Wood range being worse than the military banning transgenders. And that killed me, because at that point that the community is going in the wrong direction. And I know I'm not a prominent member of the Thomas community. There's nothing I could do, and I know some people have not liked my opinions I said about the series in the past, but I don't like it when the fan base is like this, because it feels like a gray area where, like, if someone says something and people are bashing it for liking or disliking, that means they can't speak about the show at all. And the fact that people are making disgusting, poisonous stuff about the series, comparing it to real life events, or like saying the new Wood and Thomas rage is worse than the military banning transgenders, that stuff kills me. Because what is a fan base supposed to be? A group of fans sharing their love for something and communicating, discussing what they like and dislike about something, making new friends. Heck, that's the reason why when I made YouTube, I started making Thomas videos, because I wanted to meet other Thomas people. Heck, when I discovered that there were older Thomas fans when I was like 14 that still liked the show, that was something I wanted to be a part of, to be part of this community that loved this icon, loved this little blue tank engine, this wonderful world that the Rev Arthur created. And to just see the community go in the direction the way it is just sick. I know I may not be a prominent member of the community, and I know I may not be good at giving advice, but I am scared of where the community is going to. So the only thing I can really do is try to be the positive spokesman out of it. I mean, whether you agree or disagree, I'll listen, and we could try to communicate and learn to respect one another. And because that's what a fan base is supposed to be. That's something that I've wanted for the fan base to be. And during the first year when I got to talk to Thomas fans, discussing what I like about the show, and talking to Lachlan and Mullins and Christopher and Scott, that's something that I love doing when I get the chance, because work wears me out so much. So just remember to respect one another's opinions. If you hate the Thomas spinoff, that's fine. If you like the Thomas Wood range, that's fine. Just remember to be open-minded and accept other people's opinions. And don't bash whether they disagree or agree with yours. And last but not least, be sensible. Whenever something like a tragedy happens, don't make a joke about, oh, the Thomas models and all that. Like, no, that's something you should not do. This is serious. When someone lost their life, and you're comparing it to the degrading television series models, it's disgusting. I know I said that a lot, but it is. It's horrendous. And especially, even if you don't like the Thomas Wood range at all, that is not the worst thing ever. There's far more worse stuff going out there. World hunger, people disagreeing with the president, rebelling against each other, and all that stuff. Like, there is bigger stuff out there that are worse than this. And honestly, to be fair, I actually don't mind the new Annie Club and Birdie. I think that does look kind of interesting to put a little figure in, but regardless, just be sensible. Be smart and think before you comment about something, before you make hideous posts about that. So, yeah. I'm a little bit nervous about releasing this video, but I wanted to get this out there because I want the fanbase to get better, because I want the fanbase to be well respected above all the others. I don't want our fanbase to look down upon, to be seen as trash from other people, from other fan bases and stuff. I just don't want the fanbase to be that way. And I know not everyone is like that. There's many good people who are well respected in the community who love to communicate and does post some good stuff. But I just get so nervous of where the direction's going to. And I just hope that this video probably helps some people out, be a bit open and try to be more loving and caring for other people of what others have to say and not make weird accusations. So yeah, I hope this video goes well. I actually do feel better trying to release this out, you know, releasing this tension of the stuff that the fan base is going through. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and yeah, expect me on a Delmar show talk about some of the Thomas movies soon. And yeah, I'll just see you guys around. Bye bye.